Hello students, welcome to the video class of mathematics. So we have discussed already inverse trigonometric concepts. So in that we have discussed inverse trigonometric concepts. We have already discussed. We know that inverse trigonometric function is a inverse function of trigonometric functions. So in that we have discussed the domain and range of all the inverse trigonometric functions as well as the graph of all the inverse trigonometric functions, and we have seen some of the properties of inverse trigonometric function. So for both the classes I have discussed the properties as well as domain and range of the inverse trigonometric functions, and for one class I have discussed some of the problems also. So once again I am going to do the all same problems. So what students has to do is you have to copy all the problems whatever I'll solve here, and I'll give some of the homework problems also. Write down all these problems in the notes and you have to submit that later, and I'll use homework problems also. So first problem, so we know that the domain of sine inverse function, tan inverse function, cos inverse function, cosec inverse function, all that we know very well. So based on that we have to calculate the value of all the inverse trigonometric functions. So in that the range of inverse trigonometric functions, also known it as, or also we call it as a principal value of the inverse trigonometric function. So first, now we have to solve some of the problems of finding the principal value of inverse trigonometric function. So in that first problem is we have to find the principal value. Find the principal value. So in that first one is sine inverse of 1 by root 2. So sine inverse of 1 by root 2, we have to find out the principal value, that means the range of inverse trigonometric function. So for that what we have to do is, so consider the given value as y. Y is equal to sine inverse of 1 by root 2. So we have taken that given value, or sine inverse of 1 by root 2 is equal to y, because we wanted to find out the value of sine inverse of 1 by root 2. So I have taken y is equal to sine inverse of 1 by root 2, and when we take sine inverse to one more side, now it is in the sine inverse of 1 by root 2. So when we take this to this side, that becomes a sine function, because we know that sine and sine inverse functions are a inverse function. So when we take from sine inverse to sine this side, that becomes sine y. So now it is a sine y is equal to 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. Now we have to find out what is the value of y, because we wanted to find what is the value of y. But what is y? Y is a given problem. So we have to find out what is the value of y. Y means what is the value of y when sine y is 1 by root 2. So when sine function is 1 by root 2, we know that when y is equal to pi by 4, when y is equal to pi by 4 and sine value is 1 by root 2. And we know that sine value is a positive, because 1 by root is a positive either in the first quadrant or in the second quadrant. So it may be positive either in the first quadrant, for pi by 4 also it is positive, for in the second quadrant means pi minus pi by 4, for that also it is positive. But we know that the domain or the range of sine inverse function is always closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. The range value is which one? Closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So closed interval minus pi by 2 means minus 90 to 90 degree, minus 90 to plus 90, that comes in the first and fourth quadrant. So this is, sine is a positive in the first and second quadrant. So we cannot consider the value in the second quadrant, because it is not defined, the range is not in the second quadrant, the range is only in the first quadrant. Therefore the value of y is equal to pi by 4 because it is in the range minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. We cannot consider the second quadrant because the range of sine inverse function is only in the first and fourth quadrant, but sine function is positive only in the first and second quadrant. So we cannot consider the value in the second quadrant. Therefore, the value of sine inverse y or the value of y is equal to pi by 4. Y means what? Sine inverse of 1 by root 2. Therefore, the value of sine inverse of 1 by root 2 is pi by 4. So this is the first one. To solve all these problems, we always know the domain and range of the given inverse trigonometric functions. So next one, second one, cot inverse of minus 1 by root 3. Cot inverse of minus 1 by root 3. So what is the value of cot inverse of minus 1 by root 3? Again, what is the answer? We have to take, let y is equal to cot inverse of minus 1 by root 3. We have to consider it is. And again, when cot inverse comes to one side, that becomes cot y. Cot y is equal to minus 1 by root 3. So now the value is cot y is minus 1 by root 3. So when cot y is minus 1 by root, that means cot is negative. So when cot function is negative in the second and fourth quadrant. Second and fourth quadrant. So we can find the value either in the second quadrant or in the fourth quadrant. But we also know that we are finding the value of cot inverse. So range of cot inverse is what? Range of cot inverse is open interval 0 to pi. Open interval 0 to pi. Since it is 0 to pi means what? 0 to 180 degree. 0 to 180 degree comes in the first and second quadrant. So when it is in the first and second quadrant, and also we know that cot y is minus 1 by root 3. But minus 1 by root 3 that comes negative. Our cot function is negative in the second or in the fourth quadrant. So since it is in the first and second quadrant, we cannot consider the value of this in the fourth quadrant. We have to consider the value in the second quadrant. So when cot y, so that means we came to know it is, we have to take in the second quadrant. But when it is cot y is minus 1 by, what is the value of y now? So when it is in the second quadrant, we always write the angles as either 90 plus or 180 minus. So when the cot is plus 1 by root 3, cot is plus 1 by root 3 when it is a 60 degree. Cot is plus 1 by root 3 when it is a 60 degree. 60 degree means pi by 3. So y is equal to, we cannot write it is just pi by 3. We cannot write it is pi by 3 because it is in the second quadrant. Second quadrant angle is always pi minus pi by 3. Pi minus pi by 3. Why we are taking pi by 3? Pi by 3 we are taking because it is a 1 by root 3. 1 by root 3 for cot function is, it is a 1 by root 3 is a pi by 3. But since it is in the negative and we have to go for the second quadrant, therefore pi minus pi by 3. So what is pi minus pi by 3? Therefore y is equal to 2 pi by 3. Y is equal to 2 pi by 3. So the value of cot inverse of minus 1 by root 3 is 2 pi by 3. So this is the second one. Third one is cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Cos inverse of root 3 by 2. So again we have to take y is equal to cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Then cos y is equal to root 3 by 2. So cos y is root 3 by 2. When cos function is root 3 by 2? Cos function is root 3 by 2 when y is equal to pi by 6. Pi by 6. Y is equal to pi by 6. That is a 30 degree. Cos 30 is pi by root 3 by 2. Therefore y value is pi by 6. Next is a tan inverse of minus root 3. tan inverse of minus root 3. So let tan inverse of minus root 3 as y. So take that becomes tan y is equal to minus root 3. So again now it comes tan y is minus root 3. Tan y is minus root 3, that means tan is negative, and when tan is plus root 3, it is in the 60 degree, that is pi by 3. Tan pi by 3 is root 3, but since it is in the negative in the sense that when tan is negative, second and the fourth quadrant, and also we know that what is the range of tan inverse is open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So that comes in the second and fourth quadrant. So now it is in the first and fourth quadrant. It is in the first and fourth quadrant. So negative should be either in the first, that comes in the first and fourth quadrant. Since it is tan is negative in the second and fourth quadrant, we cannot go for the second quadrant. We have to go for the fourth quadrant. And we know that when tan is root 3 when it is pi by 3. When it is pi by 3 or the angle is pi by 3. And also it is in the fourth quadrant, means that value will be y is equal to 2 pi minus pi by 3. 2 pi minus pi by 3. So what is 2 pi minus pi by 3? That gives 5 pi by 3. Therefore, tan inverse of minus root 3 is 5 pi by 3. So this is the next problem. Similarly, we can solve cosec inverse of 2. Cosec inverse of 2. So what is the answer? So y is equal to cosec inverse of 2. So cosec y is equal to 2. When cosec y or cosec y is equal to 2, for what value? We know that cosec is the reciprocal function of sine, and when sine is a reciprocal of that 1 by 2, that is a pi by 6. So cosec y is 2, means y is equal to pi by 6. Pi by 6. And also we have to see cosec is positive. Cosec is positive, no? Positive in the sense, cosec is positive only in the first and second quadrant. So either we can take the angle in the first quadrant or second quadrant, but range of cosec function is what? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0 is the range. That means in the which quadrant? First and fourth quadrant. So we cannot go for the second quadrant. The answer should be in the first quadrant. Therefore only y is equal to pi by 6. So this is the answer for the next question. So after this, I'll give some of the homework problems. You have to solve all these problems. These are the homework problems. First one, secant inverse of 2 by root 3. Next one, cot inverse of root 3. Tan inverse of root 3. Cos inverse of minus 1 by root 2. Fifth one, secant inverse of minus root 2. Sixth one, sine inverse of minus 1 by root 2. And seventh one, cosec inverse of minus root. So solve all these problems. These are the problems to find out the principal value of given trigonometric given inverse trigonometric function. So while calculating these values, you should know what is the range of the given inverse trigonometric function. The answer or the value of this should be in the same range. It cannot be in the other quadrant. That should be in the, if it is in the first and second, the answer should be in that. We cannot go for the fourth one. So you should see the range value of given functions. So based on that, you find out all the values of these inverse trigonometric functions. So here we have, I have given a simple one, direct inverse trigonometry functions. So I can give some other problems also. So that is, find the values of first one, tan inverse of 1 plus cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 plus sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. So here what we have to do is, we have to calculate the values of each inverse trigonometric function separately, and we have to add that values. So first we have to calculate the values of each inverse trigonometric functions, then we have to add, and then we have to get what is the final answer. And separately you can calculate, first one is y is equal to tan inverse of 1. So tan y is equal to 1. This implies y is equal to what? When tan y is 1. Tan y is 1 when it is a pi by 4. Next one, cos inverse of minus half equal to x, we can consider, or any other value. Then cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. Cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. So this implies x is equal to what? X is equal to, cos x is minus half. So again cos x is a minus half, and the range value of cos inverse function is in the first and second quadrant. First 0 to pi, closed interval 0 to pi, first and second quadrant. So negative means we have to go for the negative second quadrant, because cos inverse is the range is in the first and second quadrant, and cos is negative in the second quadrant. So we have to take cos x is equal to minus half, implies we have to go for the second quadrant. So when cos x is half when it is a pi by 3. So y is equal to pi minus pi by 3, that is equal to 2 pi by 3. Next what we can do, next is sine inverse t. Sine inverse of minus half equal to z we can take, and sine z is equal to minus half. Sine z is equal to minus half. So when sine z is a minus half, so minus sine is first and second sine inverse of minus half is equal to z. Or what we can do is, we have the formulas like sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x. This is the formula we have. Sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse x. Therefore, we can write sine inverse of minus 1 by 2 is equal to minus sine inverse of 1 by 2. So this is equal to, when it is minus sine inverse of 1 by 2, this implies the value will be, when sine inverse of half, minus pi by 6. minus pi by 6. Pi by 6 is 30 degrees. So sine 30 is pi by 6. So now we got all the values. One is pi by 4. One is 2 pi by 4. One is minus pi by 6. So substitute all that values in the given function. Substitute all that. What we get? Pi by 4 plus 2 pi by 3 minus pi by 6. Minus pi by 6. So what we get? It is 12. 12. So 3 pi. 8 pi minus 2 pi. So this is equal to 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 minus 2 is 9 pi by 12 or 3 pi by 4. The answer will be 3 pi by 4. So likewise we can calculate all the values of all given functions. Next one. Now find the value of tan inverse of root 3 minus secant inverse of minus 2. So separately we can consider y is equal to tan inverse of root 3. So when tan inverse of y is equal to tan inverse of root 3, tan y is equal to root 3. If tan y is root 3, then what is the value of y? This implies y is equal to pi by 3. Y is equal to pi by 3. Again secant inverse of minus 2. Secant inverse of minus 2 is equal to, again we know that secant inverse of minus 2 or secant inverse of minus x is equal to what? Pi minus secant inverse of x. Secant inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus of secant inverse x. So we can add secant inverse of minus 2 as minus secant inverse of minus 2 is pi minus secant inverse of 2. Pi minus secant inverse of 2. But what is the value of secant inverse 2? So it is pi minus, when secant is 2, when cos is 2, when cos is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 is pi by 60 degree, pi by 3. Pi by 3 is 1 by 2, so secant is pi by 3. So this is equal to what? Pi minus pi by 3 is 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3. So we got two values, one is pi by 3 and one is 2 pi by 3. So when we substitute all these values, we'll get pi by 3 minus 2 pi by 3. This is equal to minus pi by 3. So given the value of given function is tan inverse of root 3 minus secant inverse of minus 2 is equal to minus pi by 3. So this is the next problem. So next one, so write down all these problems in the notes. So these are the problems to find out the principal value. So next problem is to show that sine of 2x into 1 minus x square is equal to 2 sine inverse x when x is in the interval interval minus 1 by root 2 less than equal to x less than equal to 1 by root 2. So to simplify these values, we have to make some substitution for x. So let x is equal to sin x. When you take x is equal to sin x, then the function becomes sine of 2 sin x into square root of 1 minus sine square x. And also you consider only the left hand side. Sine of 2 sin x into root of 1 minus sine square x. So this is equal to, it is to find out sine inverse of, so it is sine inverse of 2 sin x into, and also we know that 1 minus sine square x is cos square x, so square root of cos square x is cos x. So this is equal to sine inverse of, and this is the formula, 2 sin x cos x is sine 2x. Sine 2x. So what we can see now, sine inverse of sine 2x. So sine and sine inverse are the inverse function, so we can cancel, we'll get only 2x. But what is the substitution we have taken? X is equal to sin x we have taken, so we can write x is equal to 2 sin x. So we can solve these problems. Similarly, some of the other problems are there. So I'll continue in the next class.